going into this next fight, it's going to be Ty and it's going to be Donny. Now, like I said before, Donny is coming in with that 12-0 record. Ty, on the other side, does usually prefer to go with the lightweight classes, so it's going to be out of his weight class, but Ty does like to use the lower rated fighters, really likes to be the outboxer sort of player. And I feel like maybe that little bit of extra pizzazz might be just enough to kind of throw off Donny's usual style here.
I hope it is, man. I really hope we get a good back and forth. I know it's going to be really tough to beat that previous fight that probably already took the title of Fight of the Night, but you never know with these heavyweight battles. We're already starting to get into this one, and like we said, 10 rounds here until we get in towards those grand finals. Q, this could be a good one.
And look, I know there's probably one or two of y'all that was hanging out with us at the top and was like, isn't this the same fight? No. This is fight number 3. They did choose the same fighters. We do got Deontay Wilder, Riddick Bowe out here as well. And for good reason. These are two bombers, man. They love to go blow for blow, and not surprised to see over in the red shorts here, to see them try and find their way out with Deontay Wilder with that big reach, but they're taking some big shots early.
Huge shots already, and it does feel like Donny just playing their type of game is how they are going to win this, but you have to be very careful. Like we talked about, the stakes are not any different. It is still single elimination from here on out. If you lose a fight, if you get surprised, if especially in this heavyweight where those knockdowns can fly left, right, and center, it can be very, very quickly that those tides can turn.
It can definitely turn quickly here, but we're seeing the first minute and 15 seconds, kind of that traditional feel-out round. But it's a nice little right hand comes across for Ty. Not able to follow it up with too much more, but just landing the big fights, let Donny know that, hey, I'm here to fight today. You don't want to leave them headshots open.
Oh, leave that headshot open, but an early days and early down. Are you kidding me from Ty? This is how you wanted things to start. Donny, of course, it's only the first knockdown. The bars are pretty big for them to hit. But I mean, man, talk about rapping out there. Game. Ty is the one hitting bars.
Ty is out here, and he came out swinging. That's going to be a first knockdown here in the first round. Of course, 40 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a little harder to find that second one with so little time, even though they are more susceptible. And you see, as far as for Ty, understanding that they've won round number 1, doesn't want to give up too much more over to Donny, and understandably so.
Don't want to give over any more of that space, but man, the power already flying in. That's one thing that I will say for Ty. One thing you can use from Wilder's kit is you just have so much different power flying their way on through. So looks like we'll go back into the recovery for you just a second, but for Donny, has to be really, really careful. We'll get to see that replay again.
Ooh, man, the one on the right.
Damage.
Just a big damage coming across in that first knockdown for the Bronze Bomber here. And for Ty, I feel like with having that little bit of extra reach here, you got to make sure that you're really aiming for the big shots, because they are eventually going to be seeing Donny leaning in to try and land some of their own.
Definitely are, and when you saw right at the start of the round there, Donny actually able to hit a couple. We also do apologize about any of the little bit of information or glitches you see on the screen. Like we said, just trying to get the best quality possible either way. We are a minute in towards this second round, and like we said, Q, Donny actually doing a really good job to start things out and swing some momentum.
Donny is trying the best that they can. Here's a couple of shots that come across from Donny. Donny now also going for an uppercut to try and see if they can find some sort of opening. Lands a nice left hand there as well. And Ty got to be worried about those openings here, but lands a couple of big shots, and down goes Bowie.
I mean, man, oh man, 2 quick knockdowns here to start us out. We were expecting a KO in the first heavyweight bout, but might be a KO here in this second one. You talk about the underdog here in Ty being able to bring it to the number 2 seed. This is already so huge for Ty, but it is about that consistency. We know you have so much damage if you can hit the combos in Wilder's kit. At the same time, though, for Donny, You have that ability. You're not out of it just yet.
I mean, it seems that the Deontay Wilder pick seems to be rather fitting for the underdog Ty here because he got that dog in him. I'll tell you what's been able to land some big shots. That's a big right hand here as well. Also going to try and work the body, make sure that you distribute things all the way around, make sure that Donny isn't just simply focused on protecting the face, but it does feel like this is a round that for sure has gone to the favor of Ty.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it is 2 back-to-back rounds, I gotta say, that has gone their way. A knockdown in both of them. Let's take a look at that replay. The swing from Donny, just the counter, caught him off guard. And not only does Wilder have so much damage, but specifically, Q, in the kit, if you're hitting headshots with Wilder, yeah, the opponent is going down quick.
Now it's a big shot here now for Deontay Wilder. They got to come out here, continue putting the pressure on down. You've been able to get a couple of knockdowns, and for you, you get to up the pace here. You've got the longer reach. You get to keep Bo at bay here as well. And now you can see another couple of big hits. The days for Bo. Deontay Wilder going to try and close the gap, but unable to do so.
Able to recover, but that could have been 3 straight rounds with a knockdown for Donny. Man, you got to get out of this corner. You got to get going forward, and already the head damage. It is Ty playing so perfectly. They're backing up, waiting for Donny to push a little bit forward, and then hitting those counters, the straights towards the head. Like we talked about, the perk class with Ty, there's just so much damage already breaking open that skull. So Donny needs to do something. They need to adapt quick.
They've got to adapt super quick here. I mean, it is a longer fight, so if you can keep yourself up and standing for the last minute and a half here, of course, we have a longer break. We are going to be going and seeing the scorecards here as well, although I think most of us have a pretty general idea of how that's going to be looking. But I feel like, you stay upright for longer, and you just continue to weather the storm, continue to land some nice shots like that one there, and you can slowly crawl your way back into it.
You definitely can. I mean, we saw it, and there you go. Kind of a phantom connection from Donny, and they're able to go for the daze, the down, and there you go. That's the battle back we wanted to see.
That's going to be a knockdown here, and we'll see how quick they can put themselves back up off the map. Only 5 seconds here. The mat, not a place that you want to spend too much time, especially in these earlier rounds. Granted, they're going to be back into the middle of the ring here for these final 10. Oh, swinging big here is Donny, maybe trying to look for one more.
Trying to find another knockdown here at the end of the round, but won't get it. We'll take a little bit longer break here for these two, and I just love to see it from Donny, not counting themselves out, able to connect with that front left hook towards the body to take Ty down. The question, though, is going to become, how long can Donny outlast? You have the stamina bar, actually, in those first couple rounds, was playing a lot more defensive, so has some stamina reserves. Except for Ty, you definitely have the points on your side. You already have that head damage that is going to start building up and up and up. You got to be very careful if you are Donny to not go in and be baited away from Ty's combos.
Yeah, I think for Ty here, and we'll have to double check once we get the scorecard here, but I think you're going to have yourself a pretty good lead. I think for Ty, I feel weird saying coast because I don't think that's quite the right word, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to overextend to put the pressure down because you have been seeing Donny trying to be rather defensive. You don't want to gas yourself out here, but let's go ahead and take a look at that scorecard. Yeah, 2 points. Not too surprised there. Nice little round number 3 for Donny in that last one to at least bounce back a little bit.
Yeah, you had that knockdown. That was a really good way to battle back, and lovely stuff so far. 2-point differential as we head into round number 4 and almost halfway through our third fight of the day. Will we get another 16 rounds will be the real question. I don't know if you're going to be able to beat it, but this fight for sure providing us some good moments, both with a knockdown already. I got to say though, Donny really playing the footwork better.
Yeah, Donny's really doing a good job of working the ring here and making sure to utilize everything to their advantage. For on the side of Ty, I feel like, man, you earn yourself one good combo opening up. That's where you really have to capitalize because right now it's the patience, really discipline over around that blue corner showing through.
Discipline and decisive shots is where it has to go. Half of this round left, and honestly, for how exciting our first 3 rounds were, I was going to say, we were a little bit slow. A couple of trades of head blows there here, but neither one falling to the mat just yet. It is going to be Ty, stuck in the corner and being able to move their way out. Donny just isn't able to connect on these openers and not finding their timing. Only 60 seconds left. This has been kind of a back and forth round.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of those rounds, especially after the one that Donny had in round number 3, where it feels like maybe Donny's slowly starting to figure out the work of Ty. And I mean, I feel like with knowing Donny's record, I feel like if Ty is going to pull this off, it has to be in the earlier rounds because Donny knows how to work the card when they need to.
And let's see. Make sure you guys are following. This is a huge, massive event, and make sure you're predicting who is going to be the victor as well. We need to see it, and it is going to be a close one for sure. Like you mentioned, knockouts could be flying, but not in this round number 4. A little bit of that recovery, and we'll wait until 6 to check those scorecards. It does feel like you look back at the replay, and you see, again, Donny's ability to get in is good, but it has to be the follow-up. You can't be letting Ty cut down your offense before you get in. I like those pop shots. Use those. Use your range to try and open things up.
Donny coming out swinging here to start round number 5. And for Ty, you've got to find some way to start swinging things back. It feels like the tide's starting to turn, and it's not in Ty's favor. And I know it sounds like Ty and tides are the same word, but I promise you they're not. Right now, though, it's the two of them swinging in the middle of the ring, and it is going to be Donny trying to continue to pepper away. Try and find if you can find some way to put Ty down on the map.
Just trying to contain him at this point is what it feels like. A nice body shot to at least get some damage, and it does feel like Donny has slowed things down. From the early combos, as soon as I say it, I don't often get those caster curses here in the Undisputed ring, but one flies in right there. And it's Ty continuing on this back pedal and trying to just, again, both trying to find that opener. It feels like, yes, the combos are big, especially in the heavyweight class, but they're looking for damage. They're playing for the card, and there's the big connection. Donny, one after another, down to the mat goes Ty.
And it's going to be a second drop to the knee this time, still able to get back on up around that 5 count. So still plenty of healthy, but when you talk about for the scorecard, that's going to be a big knockdown for Donny, who is still trying to scratch and claw their way out of the deficit that we saw in round number 3. It felt like round 4 was in their favor with a big knockdown there. They might just be taking the lead with this round.
Definitely could be. Lead swinging back and forth. Was hoping that Ty would be able to aggress off of that head damage they had caused after getting back up, but possibly wanting to let their own head breathe for just a second before they put the pressure back on in. And it looks like here just a few seconds left before we are officially halfway through. A couple of extra shots go in. And let's take a look again, because it was that right connection. Big bonk right in the head for Donny.
That was a big knockdown for the side of Donny here. Puts them, it feels like, has to be in the lead on the scorecard as we head into round 6. Of course, we won't officially see what the count's sitting at until after this 6th round. So 3 more minutes, back to it our 2 fighters go. And for Donny, feels like started to catch fire as of late.
A lot of firepower, the fireballs trading left and right. And of course, just the start of our action here today on our 3rd fight. Time versus Hugs, the next matchup in that quarterfinal to decide our top 4. But I love the stamina usage. I gotta say, make sure you're also sharing the stream. Send it out to your friends. Let's get everybody in here and grow this amazing community. For Donny, though, I think not only growing their own lead, but that adaptation, like you talk about, not losing a single matchup throughout the regular season, that is showing here in this fight.
Yeah, it's the experience, it's the poise, it's the discipline to just make sure that you continue to, do what needs to be done. You don't worry about the last round. You just worry about the 3 minutes that are in front of you, or in this case, about 1 minute and 35 seconds as Donny continues to kind of duck in and out here, waiting to see when Ty's going to throw those punches that might leave an opening for Donny to move in and strike. We're seeing plenty of that head damage showing through over on the side of Ty, which might be where Donny wants to focus. We're seeing a barrage of shots, though, coming across from Deontay Wilder.
A lot of different attacking strategies from both, as staying in the same stance for most of it. Good connection there from Donny. trying to slow things down, it feels like. And again, for Donny, that adaptation in just going for the pop shots, because that is how Ty gets you with those combinations. If you let the combos flow and them actually be able to hit you back, that's how you lose some of these rounds. But Donny playing their spacing, playing really well away, and then going for just the pop shots. The problem is Ty has taken advantage of this space with 15 to go.
Yeah, I mean, and Ty needs to take advantage of the space, especially with the difference in the reach. Although maybe Donny a chance here at the closing seconds. Had a nice little shot landed, but not able to do much to follow things up. We'll go back to our corners once more here, Llama. The longer break as well. We'll be able to check out the scorecard. Although that 6th round might have been a little more even, I still can't help but feel like the scorecard is going to show us at least a 1, maybe 2-point advantage over on the side of Donny.
I feel like they've just been winning a lot of those past rounds. I'd have to agree, and they've been minimizing a lot of the damage they've been taking. At the same time, we've got to say, even if it is that 1 or 2 point lead, it's not enough of a lead to say, okay, I am out of it for Ty. You're still very much in this fight. You have 4 more rounds to go, and this is a big pivotal round. You get these 60 seconds to kind of talk to yourself, talk about what you want to change, and you get to see that scorecard to say, okay, maybe if I am down 3 or 4 points, I can go a little bit more aggressive.
And you talk about the extra time that we get in the corner. The extra time has allowed us to see that that cut over the, I think it's left eye of Deontay Wilder here. And yeah, 2-point lead heading into round number 7 here for Donny. And Donny's kind of slowly been able to put themselves into that position over the last couple of rounds. And you can see, again, just being very tactful in the middle of the ring. Doesn't have to go for the big shots, just knows how to score the points.
Scoring the points has to be important. Experience showing through, and Donny again trying to keep that undefeated record so they can be the Elite Undisputed Champion number 2 here for Ty, though. We saw that early flurry. I would love them to get back towards that offense, but Donny not playing nervy, using all of that stamina bar to perfection, not letting it hit down to the 0-point marker, but also connecting almost fully on that combo.
Oh, hitting a couple left jabs, too. Really leading the way. We do see Ty leading back with a couple of left jabs in their own right here as well. And I think both fighters realizing, as we have entered the 7th round and we're now halfway through it, it's time to push the pace. If you're looking for a knockout, maybe not now is the time to find it, but you can at least be able to build, or should I say break down the barrier to be able to find it maybe in an 8th or 9th round.
That's the hope, as if it's not now, it has to be in the next couple, as you just had that kind of more break round. If you do start to go down a hill and start to snowball out of control, your opponent can take advantage, especially for this round 8 and round number 9 upcoming. Only 30 left to go. It has been a flurry here from Donny, just flowing out of those red gloves. At the same time, there's time for Ty to get some points here in this round, if they don't get it like that.
My boy Ty just walked his face right up into the left hand of Donny. That was tough, bruh. And now you got 6 seconds here left. You got to push the pace if you're Ty. Ty tries to throw a big right hand, gets caught with a couple of shots before the bell, but does stay up on their feet. That's going to be the end of round number 7. And we've got 3 more left to determine the winner.
3 more, and maybe, just maybe, Q, I know we've already had the mythical rematch once today. Maybe we'll get blessed with it enough, but yeah, you can see blood all over the place there for Ty. Has to take this moment, has to think about how they're going to change things up, because we are into round number 8. Only 3 more rounds at its maximum, and Donny, with the control and continual left hooks, just keeps on putting the pressure.
Brings the pressure and putting the pedal on down. You can see Ty trying to establish themselves, though, a little bit in the middle of the ring. A couple of nice little left jabs to try and open things up, but that's all they've really been able to land is a left jab. Big right hand shot comes across, not able to find its mark. And as far as for the side of Donny, I was going to say, you just had to stay upright, but does end up falling here to Ty.
Oh man, dropped again here. That is the power that we talked about with Wilder. Gets back up, 7 to go, 3 to go. Actually, I can't do math, but at the same time, still steps his way back up. And that was huge, Q. I'm not going to lie. That could be the table turner.
That could definitely be how the turns do table. But as for now here in round number 8, there's plenty of time for Donny to be able to find a knockdown in their own right here. But they've got to be careful if they push forward to try and find that opening, because if they leave themselves open for another flash days that Ty could really capitalize on, a second knockdown could be inevitable.
And you saw how close it was getting there towards the end. Only the 10 seconds. Those straights, again, they do so much damage towards the head of your opponent. If Ty can find the opening, if Ty could just find one more, especially in this round, man, we are throwing haymakers here. The openers, the drops of the guard as they try to get a little bit not actually into the loosey-goosey, but there's the punch, there's the connection, not a daze, but the head damage down to half. Donny has to be careful. 10 to go. The flying punches don't stop from Ty.
Ty's trying to up the pace here, but you only got 4 seconds to put them on the mat before they're saved by the bell, and there it is right there. They'll have to go back to their corners, definitely a round in favor of Ty, but Donny should still have the advantage of the scorecard. But man, these last couple of rounds, and now you've got to cut over the left eye here as well. Both fighters showing some vulnerability.
Didn't quite notice that one when that punch actually flew through, but yeah, you talk about the cut, it can start to make your game a little bit tough, especially if you're going for those ducking plays. For Donny, yeah, it's a good way to dodge, but it's a good way to get hit as well. Ty recognizing that opening, and here into round number 9, 2 left to go.
All right, let's see if they can pull things off here in round number 9. They don't want to send it to the card. Potentially some big shots coming across here from Ty. And now for Ty, the gentleman, trying to see if they can pull things off here with a nice comeback in the closing rounds, which would definitely be a good bookend to the way things started, which was Ty getting themselves an early knockdown. But for Donny, continuing to put the pressure, nice little left jabs, a nice even to work into the body, making sure that you've got to cover all angles.
Got to try every single approach here. Half left to go in round number 9, over the halfway mark, well over the halfway marker in this fight. It does feel like it's going all the way, but one blow, you feel it, especially from Ty's side with the kit they have from Deontay Wilder. That opener could be absolutely there. 60 left to go. Donny looking for their opening, but cannot find it. And I really would like something to battle back against the score that Ty's been building up.
Oh, Ty was, I thought, maybe going to be able to follow up that left jab with one, and not quite going to be able to find the days here. 30 seconds left. Both fighters just trying to read the opposition with the left. A left jab does land there for Ty. Another left does land there for Ty here as well. But surprisingly enough, we are seeing from the side of Donny continuing to stand toe to toe against Deontay Wilder. Both landed a shot, but neither able to get a solid connection.
No one able to get anything right at the end of the round, but 9 is over. Let's take a quick look right there at the end. Again, with the package like we talked about for Wilder, if you're hitting the power straights, 25% bonus damage. Absolutely crazy, but we'll get to see this scorecard. I honestly feel like I feel like we're tied up.
It's definitely going to be close, and if the signs on the face are any indication, it's definitely that Ty has certainly fought their way back, and we've seen it quite often. Does a really good job of working the jab and looking for the counter opportunities, and has allowed the footwork to really open things up for him here. But one more round left, 3 minutes to, I hope, determine a winner here. We've already seen, though, ourselves get some extra boxing. You know what? I'm here for it if we get it.
I'd be here for it too, man. I love all the extra action we get to see, especially the winner of this one moves on to the semifinals. It is going to be Donny leading by 2. For Ty, probably has to get another one of those big combos, probably with that power straight. If you're able to connect it and knock him down, a spot versus Gangstology awaits in the semifinals for the victor.
I think the good news for Ty, though, where he's sitting on the scorecard, not necessarily needing a knockout, just a simple knockdown should do the trick. If you can get yourself one here early, maybe even open up a second knockdown, which could be just enough to swing the cards in your favor. But Ty doesn't have too much time here trying to close the gap. We're seeing a
Oh.
little sidestep there in the middle of the ring. I don't know about that, my guy.
Doing the fancy footwork. Took a lot of head damage already here for Donny. Has to be so careful. You know Ty's going to play aggressive. Down by 2. You don't need a knockout, but a lot of back and forth combos. I feel like Donny avoiding a bad scenario because of the counter plays they're making. On the back pedal, does not want to get caught in the corner. Half of round 10 left to go. The headshot's connecting. The daze is there. Ty, can you follow it up? It's got to be the body shots. It feels like connecting 1 and 2, but the reset is there. Somehow Donny gets out of that.
They do get out of it, but it does mean that they are more susceptible to being put in a similar position for these final 55 seconds. You can see Donny trying to keep as much room as possible between them and the long reach from the bronze bomber here, but it's a walk down from Ty trying to find some way to land a big shot, but it's the face being covered constantly from Donny, realizing that a body shot just won't be enough.
Oh, body shot may not be, but for Ty, this is it. Right now, you have to get 2 points, and it could end up being the rematch again. More boxing possibly on the cards as Ty goes for his final set of flurries here. Donny some head damage, a trade back and forth, but that will be all she wrote. Let's see what the judges have to say, and it is Donny barely able to take the victory here.
Able to pull it out when it mattered the most here. And man, Ty put on a show. Truly a professional, a gentleman, you might even say. But at the end of the day, it is going to be 1 point that makes the difference for Donny. And for Donny, you have to also remember they were down by 4 after the first 2 rounds.
Their ability to battle back was just absolutely crazy to see. And again, this is why we talk about Donny. Sure, it's impressive. They had 7 KOs in the regular season, but they were 12-0. That was the more important thing. 5 of those matches going towards the cards, and the one where it mattered right here, the ability to move on to the semifinals. Got to give it to Ty, though. I'm really excited to see what this player can do in the future.